Oh, this is going to be more memorable than Tears in Rain. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you're tuning in. This is PopCon. I'm your G1 host, Victor, and today I've got a few reveals from my ultimate collector's list for the toy shelf behind me. But we're going to do it a little different. We're going to do some unboxing story time, Blade Runner edition. I've got 4 Funkos. What? Huh? Wow. And number 4. I don't even like Funkos, but I keep most of them unboxed, but not these bad boys. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Let's get it on! These boxes are typical and consistent for Funko, but I don't have any affinity for Funko. But when it comes to my favorite franchises made famous in the 80s that are live action, I never want to just replicate, pun intended, the live actor in character form, but keep it a little abstract. Just look at my Alien collection, or even my Elvira portrayal. If you haven't watched my R-rated Alien toy line show, make sure to watch, then like, and more importantly, subscribe. Is Blade Runner your favorite? If so, tell me why. Now, let's get up inside these. Now you can't tell me Funko isn't abstract. With low posability, there is very little to highlight with these figures except their head articulation. Wait, this unboxing was to come with a story, so here goes. Long before Splash or even Steel Magnolias, Daryl Hannah brought an enigmatic character to life that was both innocent and sympathetic, as much as a killer. Prissa's last name was Stratton. Did you catch that in the film? One of 6 replicants who escaped to Earth, she befriends Larry from Newhart and uses him.
We scared each other pretty good, didn't we?
Daryl's acting was right on, and the madness she embodied is intense. Here we see her in one of the last costumes we would see her in, complete with airbrushed eye makeup, and even a hard-boiled Easter egg. A very pivotal part of the film, as she is preparing to confront her would-be attacker. The toy looks the part and is pulled right off the screen in a recognizable look we won't soon forget. Tough and determined, Roy Batty shows affection and empathy towards his fellow replicants, and even towards his creator, his father, Tyrell, kissing his lips only seconds before brutally murdering him. Rutger Hauer is perfect as Roy, having seen things and only wants what the humans have. More time, more life. As one of 6 replicants who escaped to Earth to search for an extension of their lifespan, he is one of only 4 followed in the film's story, and depending on which cut you prefer, you may hear about the fate of the other 2, or just 1. In the end, he accepts his defeat more Christ-like than victim, and with poetic justice shows us what makes a man, even when you're not live, only memorized.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the 10-houser gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
So, who's your favorite Blade Runner character? Either of those 2, or maybe Rachel? The embodiment of the film noir in this classic dystopian sci-fi film, Rachel's Pinocchio-type character must learn that she's not a real girl, but can live the full life that has been robbed of her replicant cousins. The femme fatale whose loyalty you can't pinpoint immediately showcases strains of the 1940s leading ladies in her costumes and even the settings she's put in.
I'm Rachel.
Deckard.
From Joan Crawford or Lauren Bacall, the shapes, the style, the hair, and the smoky atmosphere remind us that history simply repeats itself, no matter what the time period. Seamlessly juxtaposed with her more violent brethren, she stands in contrast with Roy and Pris. Rachel has many looks in the film, and must emote a variety of reactions through her wild ride, including taking out the bruiser replicant Leon. I won't tarnish our love of this character with sordid tales of the Hollywood actress Sean Young, because to many of us, she will always simply be Rachel. Harrison Ford before Return of the Jedi. Rick Deckard was so youthful with that short, almost military-style hair, and although trying to be slightly futuristic, sported colors and designs in his shirt and tie as nothing more than wholeheartedly 1980s. The jacket, though, with its structured angles and quilted accents, takes away from anything anachronistic, and the seemingly full and asymmetrical cut offer him some mystique. Overall, nothing can disguise its gangster inspirations. A human Blade Runner who must retire replicants who are a threat, he is great at his job. This case is unique and proves often complex, as we see with Zora, but his inexplicable attraction to the skin job named Rachel is beneficial, as even confused of her own origins, she assists Deckard when necessary. Deckard finds his match in Roy on the rooftops of this rainy metropolis. Unnerving fight scenes and uncomfortable bone-crunching harm during a slim escape allow Rick and Rachel to escape together only after a sacrificial gesture by the dying Roy. His burnt orange and earth tones blend well with Rachel, and we will see the fruits of this relationship in 2049.
Too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
Well, now I've got to get them on the shelf where they belong. So, Funkos are pretty simple. There wasn't a lot to the packaging, not a lot to them, but they represent perfectly when it comes to a live-action property like Blade Runner. Now, they didn't have a Leon or a Zora to represent in these Funko figures, and that's okay. As a matter of fact, whenever I think of Zora's death scene, I just take myself to Dolores from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I think of her there, and she's wearing all those 40s fashions that you see very featured a lot with Rachel in Blade Runner. Anyway, I don't need them all to represent anyway. I just needed a group, and this group looks perfect right there on the shelf, actually using Optimus Prime's trailer to help.
Something you may not think about if you're not familiar with Funko is that the little heels on Pris and Rachel and other female characters are really hard to balance and stand up by themselves because of their head. So I use a little gum tack or action figure tack to keep them on the ground.
Now there is an alternate limited collection of Roy Funko, which is gorgeous. It's that final scene holding the dove with that nail in his hand. But right now, don't they look great? Now I can check them off my list. Tied for my other favorite film, Alien, Blade Runner now represents and looks awesome, and I'm one step closer to my end goal. Do you love Blade Runner? It is perfection to me, a masterpiece. If you do, really tell me why you love it. There's so many reasons. And you may be one of the few, like me, who thoroughly enjoyed Blade Runner 2049. It was a great follow-up to me. You may not like it, and that's fine. I respect that. You know, they probably need a backdrop, and you know who could provide that? Thomas Goes Nostalgic. Check out his YouTube site. I'll provide a link in the description. Also, check out our new show. We'll have it at the end of this week. It's called A Pop Conversation. We're going to talk about all things toys and pop culture that are going on right now. So I hope you'll join us for that. And I hope you caught some of those Collection 82 Easter eggs, like the origami unicorn, and some of the other Blade Runner themed merchandise on our sister site, Collection 82, graphic design and illustration made by yours truly. So get my thing on your thing. Thanks for joining me for PopCon. A salute to all pop culture, but mostly the 80s. And until next time.